Hello, everyone. Welcome to the latest news for the 21st. A lot later than I had planned. Oh, man, I suck at this. No, really, I actually do have an excuse today. The Lutron guy was here, and we spent a long time getting a bunch of lights to work again, which is it's great having a laundry room where I can actually see what's coming out of the dryer. Little things make me super excited. But let's see about, I've got a hard stop in about 45 minutes. So let's move straight through it. My hard stop is that my wife is a board member for something. I should know what she's doing. It's the swim team on Bainbridge Island. So they've got that meeting. So I have to, and then after that, when she leaves, I have to make sure I'm around to help with our daughter. So let's take a look at some interesting news items. The first one isn't really about AI, but I thought it was just so funny, I had to share it. It's this thing. CrowdStrike, unhappy with shady commentary from competitors after outage. I mean, I kind of feel like the answer here is the response to this article should be something like, grow up. Or the bullies on the playground. We did something bad, and all the bullies are being mean to us. I mean, they did something. They screwed a lot of people over for. I mean, some people are probably still kind of screwed over, and and their lawyers are denying responsibility, or liability is capped in the single-digit millions by his contract, which is insane. Anyway, so yeah, it's apparently a lot of their competitors are being mean to them, or at least saying nasty things about them, which I don't know, kind of makes sense. Well, they're upset. So that's the first thing. Let's move on to let's move on to something else. So there's a couple of interesting new models that are out today. The first one, I gotta find a better way of doing this. Let's open it over here, and then share this screen. Arc tab. That didn't work. Share screen. Oh, let's just share the whole window. Let's share that one. Okay. So Alibaba created they have their model as Qwen 2 is the current version, and they've released a math a model that is a little bit more focused on math. I think they had a first version of math, and it was, I mean, when it comes to math in models, all of them suck. They're not designed to do math, but they're making great efforts to make it better at math than it was before. And I haven't had a chance to play around with it. It's not on Llama.com yet. Well, I don't think it is yet. Let's check it out. If I look for Qwen, looks like Qwen 2, and it is last updated 2 months ago, so Qwen 2 math is not going to be in here, and I don't see it anywhere else. Let's do how about if I do a search across the whole system? As somebody noted in the Finding Models video, apparently there used to be a way to search by, or do the search and then have it sorted by date, and that's no longer there. But I don't see anybody posting anything Qwen related in the last little bit. But anyway, so there's this new model, Qwen2 Math. You can find the GitHub repository, also the Hugging Face repository is linked in here. Apparently, according to some benchmarks, it's better at math than the general models are. And maybe it's better at math than most of the other models. Maybe. I mean, even the Qwen2 Math 1.5 billion parameter maybe is faster or better than many of the models that are 20 billion parameters, which could be interesting to see if it's true. I am not. I mean, I look at benchmarks to get a general idea of where things generally are. You got to kind of squint at it, and if something is 10% away, there's a good chance that it's just as good. I don't put much faith in benchmarks, at least AI related benchmarks. But anyway, so that was pretty interesting. Again, I'd like to play around with it. Another model that just came out is Phi3. Okay, well, Phi 3.5. Phi 3.5. So this one just came out. Microsoft released Phi 3.5 Mini. So there's actually 3 models that they just added. Mini Instruct, Mixture of Experts Instruct, and Vision Instruct. Let's see, do we have the Phi 3 portal? What does this say? It is a standard marketing site, so I'm not going to find anything useful there. Microsoft blog. Really? That's the Microsoft blog? Okay, that's useless. Okay, the Phi 3 technical report. This is actually about Phi from May, so that's not useful. Okay, so basically all of these links are useless. Okay, what's this one? The Phi 3 book that hasn't been updated. Oh, okay. Okay, there's what I'm looking for. So Phi 3.5 Mini is a 3.8 billion parameter model. Phi 3.5 Vision, and then Phi 3.5 Mixture of Experts, 6.6 billion active, 42 billion total. Available on Llama. What does that mean? Oh, the rest of the models are available today on Llama, correct, but it has not been, these new ones have not been added officially, or, I mean, we couldn't, wait, did we look? Maybe I didn't, oh, no, it is on here. So let's go to models. The official models list, the library. And sort by newest, and Phi 3.5 is that top one. We just have the Phi 3.5, not the other 2 that were listed. 3.5 Vision and 3.5 Mixture of Experts. So interesting. I definitely want to play around a bit more with Phi as well as Qwen2 Math. How are we doing on any comments? Hey, Hassan. Oh, hello, Hassan. Welcome. And let's see, what's the next one? The benchmarking tool. I like benchmarking tools. So whenever you ask any model, there's a good chance, so there is a chance that it's going to, rather than just only outputting information that is known to be true, there is a good chance, or again, a chance that the model will just spit out something, and it could be what's often referred to as a hallucination. But as had been noted by a few other people out there, the models don't really know that they're hallucinating. They're just figuring out what's the most likely next word, and don't know how fact is different than fiction. It's all the same. And so how can we? Who was that? It was somebody at OpenAI that talked about hallucinations. It's either impossible or really for the current models that were out a few months ago. It's really either impossible or very hard to know, are they hallucinating or not. But this is a benchmark tool that tries to figure out, it fact checks the answers. This article doesn't really say what they're doing to fact check. I guess I have to read the full paper to find out more about how that's actually working. I assume this is probably doing some sort of web search after getting the answer. Yeah. So it could be an interesting thing to look at. All right. Then there's this page. This isn't really so much of news, just more of a to-do item. Often by having it on the stream, I kind of remember to do this. Okay, yeah, we're still looking at the right page. So benchmarking OpenAI LLMs for JSON generation. And I don't really care about how OpenAI is doing it, but it's an interesting idea to look at how he is doing it for OpenAI, and maybe I should apply that to different models in Llama and see how the Llama models compare to OpenAI. And some people might think, well, it's always going to be better on OpenAI, but is it? I don't know. I don't think that's always certain. I mean, there's two ways of talking about that. There's just the quality of the output, but there's also the speed of the output. And when comparing OpenAI versus running something locally, sometimes one is faster than the other, and sometimes it's the other way around. So I can't always say that OpenAI always wins out. But anyway, it would be interesting to take a look and see how different models in Llama compare to these results. I don't have anything specific to talk about. It's, again, mostly a to-do item for me. Another interesting thing that came up, I can't remember. I don't think it was yesterday. I think it might have been the day before, the day before that. I pointed to an article about a candidate for the mayor slot in Cheyenne, Wyoming. And this guy was running saying that, well, if you elect him, he's not really going to make any decisions. He's going to leave it up to the AI because AI can do everything better. And, it will be able to understand all the laws and make sure that all the decisions are made or are based on the actual laws, but also, be able to make decisions from there. Well, apparently the election happened. And let's guess. Yeah, the guy did not win, and the AI did not win. And not just didn't win, but out of something like 11,000 possible votes, he got 327 votes. So he lost by a lot. His role was merely as the necessary human interface to get this new form of intelligence on the ballot, since current laws don't allow AI to run independently. So I love AI. I love what AI can do, and whether or not you count what is called AI now is actually AI or whatever. I love using these tools, but having it make the decisions for a city, or yeah, for a city, just kind of insanity. Like, there's also, I don't have a link to it this time, but there was another article I saw about a service that's being built for automatically allowing agents that your AI will use and create and use to answer questions, allow them access to your money to be able to, buy services that it needs, which I don't know if I love that idea. Um, Not because I think it's going to do, well, man, because maybe it is because I think it's going to do something stupid and spend way too much money. Uh, it's, I think the comparison to maybe a child is good, where you have to put all these restrictions in place on the store. For me, it's not yet, but I know that's probably coming soon. I need to make sure that our daughter at some point next year, 2 years, don't introduce any ideas to her, but might find the app store and start buying stuff. She didn't really play any games, so there's no games that she could do like a in-game purchase, and hopefully we'll have the sense to make sure that that's not allowed for a while until she really understands what money is. And I don't know if the AI really doesn't understand anything. So can it understand money and don't spend all my money? I don't know. Then there was this thing. So Outerport, instant hot swapping for AI model weights. Such a hot swapping lets you serve different models on the same GPU machine with only 2 second swap times. 150 times faster than baseline. I don't know what baseline they're talking about. And it depends on, and actually on their example on their website, this is crazy. On their website, they say that Llama 3.1 8 billion, a 1 second swap out from another model to that model, which is that as fast? I mean, that I get faster on my MacBook. I feel like there's something missing in this article and this post on Hacker News, because they seem to be there. Did they raise any money? No, this is just the launch HN post. So anytime you're a Y Combinator company, and you went through Y Combinator, so these guys went through or are just finishing up summer 2024. So that's what the YCS24 means, is that I think the class might have just ended, or the session might have just finished. And so at the end of that, you're given a launch HN post that you can post your whatever it is you do to help, I guess, kind of launch the company and get people excited about what you're doing. But if this is all they're doing, seems kind of, I don't know, seems kind of lame. That you serve different with only 2 second swap times, which seems slow. I would think that you'd probably have access to better hardware than what I have on just my personal laptop on any service that you're running in the cloud. In which case it's just bizarre that they would be excited about these slower times. I don't know. I don't know what they're... Hot swapping lets you provision a single GPU to be multi-tenant, so serve multiple models on the same machine, kind of like Llama. Maybe they're just using Llama. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. There's a example here. So yeah, it's a bizarre thing to be I don't know, bizarre thing to be excited about. But here's something that's interesting. Llama 3, the team that created Llama 3, they did it's listed as a talk at a conference, but not really a conference. AI Infra at Scale was an event that that OpenAI, no, who did this? Oh, Meta, sorry. Meta did this event that was on July 31st for in-person attendees. And then also live streamed, recorded, but it's not live streamed, it's streamed a week later online. But when you look at the video, it's definitely pre-recorded. So I don't want to say it's a talk at a conference. Kind of not really a talk at a conference. This is what is this? This is kind of like not even a webinar. I know there's no sound. I don't have any sound either. But it is, this is definitely a pre-recorded talk. That makes it sound like I think pre-recorded talks are garbage. It's kind of disappointing to have a pre-recorded talk if there was a live in-person event. So yeah, I'm glad I didn't attend this event in person, because I'd have been pretty disappointed if they just showed me a bunch of videos that I could have watched at home. But I'm sure this video is probably pretty interesting. It's a 48-minute video about what it was like to put Llama 3 together, training it at scale. So they got some cool looking images about that. So if you're interested in how Llama was created, this looks like a interesting video. I don't want to say talk, a video about that. Now, at least one friend is really gung-ho about Zed. Zed as an editor. I have used Zed occasionally. Probably haven't really touched it in at least 6 months or so, but played around with it, and it's a neat, nice, clean, fast editor. And I believe they had a kind of a general integration that worked with Llama. Not specifically Llama, but like a OpenAI kind of integration. I feel like I saw that in here. But now they've got their Zed AI, which is actually Anthropic. And Anthropic's got some new stuff around prompt caching, and one of the specific use cases was for large code bases and understanding large code bases. And it looks like this is, at least it's free during the initial launch period. Who knows how much it will be later on. But this looks pretty cool. And it shows some demos of using ZAI. I definitely want to play around with it. Haven't played around with it yet. Spent all day with Lutron stuff. All day with Lutron. Super happy to get, I think I mentioned lights in the laundry room. Simple things get me excited. Oh, hey, hi, Matt. Sorry about the inception mode. I tried the new Google Art AI via VPN last night, and it's a game changer. Okay. I made company logos and a few random art images. It was jaw-droppingly amazing. It cannot design clothes patterns, but I was surprised. Cool. I've seen a lot of other tools around image generation. I haven't really gotten into that kind of thing. I'm a Midjourney user, so I use Midjourney, pay for Midjourney. And I've played around briefly with, what's that tool that's kind of a node-based, not Node.js, but node, like nodes on the screen, based, God, what is that thing called? I'm sure you're all yelling at me at the screen. Oh, it's anyway. I've used that tool. Comfy UI. Briefly, not really knowing what I was doing. And I had used a number of Stable Diffusion specific front ends before, but not really gotten into it beyond. Every time I go back to just using Midjourney. And the thing about Midjourney that I really love, I've seen like the image generation tools that are in Grok on X, and I played around with that a little bit in my, when I log into X, and some other tools, and I feel like Runway does this really well. But what I really love about the Midjourney, I've been using the web UI for Midjourney for the last, 6 months or so. And I love you start off with an image and then you've got some controls to tweak that image more and more and more as you work with the image and try to make it a little bit better, a little higher resolution, or zoom into different areas. And that's what I really like. And a lot of those other tools don't, like the Grok one in X. You create the image. You don't like it? Create another image. But maybe it's because I don't know what I'm doing. But Google Art AI. I'll have to. I want to get into. People keep asking for the channel. Hey, can you start covering image generation tools? It's like, sure. I don't know anything about it, but neither do a lot of people. So, hello. So much news, so much learning these days. Yes, there is. Oh, look at that. So much news as far as the eye can see. Ooh, all the way down here. Well, we're almost done because, again, I've got a hard stop in about 15 minutes when my wife goes to a board meeting. But I did want to pull out this. What was this? Oh, yeah. So Hide.sh. This is pretty interesting. It's a headless IDE for coding agents. So providing a development environment for the agent, or whatever it is that you're having, you're having an AI build code, and you want to automatically have the agent test your code, and so here's this headless IDE that also provides the containerized development environment, so that it's a place for the AI to test the output, the code, and report back any errors back to the model, which is great. I feel like every time it's been up to me to set up some sort of environment, usually as some sort of Docker container, but this seems pretty cool. A lot of the, I guess, the ways that you would have the model interact with, the agent interact with your code, and it seems really a neat idea. At first, I was thinking, based on the how it works. No, this thing. No, somewhere in the documentation, I feel like there was something that said it requires Python. But maybe that's only for this particular example. It seems that it's actually written in Go. And I'm not sure if it's just Python, just supports Python, or if it actually it's like a full IDE and supports lots of different things. I don't know. But I like it. I like the idea of it. I can't seem to find documentation a little bit. There's a lot of documentation, and yet I can't find these kind of basic answers to what they're doing. But yeah, looks cool. Headless IDE. I don't know. I don't know. I would have thought of the need for such a thing. And then one more thing. This is I also, I think, like a few things I've covered in news. It's not really. It's probably not new, but it's new to me. And that's Dstack. I never heard of Dstack. It's a lightweight alternative to Kubernetes, but specifically for AI. So I definitely see people in the Llama Discord talking about hosting Llama in Kubernetes, and people have done that. They've done it successfully. But there's a lot. I mean, if you're doing Llama on any given host, um, it's probably going to need like that whole GPU that's on that host, and it feels like for that kind of thing, isn't Kubernetes kind of a lot of overhead for hosting a bunch of AI instances? I don't know, but Dstack is trying to be a lightweight alternative, whatever that means. And yeah, so it's makes it easier to create these dev environments, and it looks like it could be pretty interesting. They specifically call out using VLLM. Actually, sorry. I did a search. I did a search earlier for. Oh, now I can't see their search box, but I feel like there was a search box somewhere. But I did a search for Llama and I found nothing. But right there is here's how to deploy LLMs as endpoints using Llama in Dstack. This is 4 months old. Anybody had any experience with Dstack? It looks so cool. Seriously, Matt, I give a description and its photo quality. Oh, wait. Seriously, Matt. Let's put this on screen. I give a description and its photo quality. It makes letters for a logo and a subtitle, e.g. Thunderduck, quack bang. There is probably some, I assume that's funny, but I don't know why. But it made a logo with, subtitle, for example, Thunderduck, quack bang. Okay, I still don't understand. But made a logo with a duck's head, lightning, and a comment. Okay, cool. Of quack bang below. Even gives you transparent background. Cool. This looks so. Is there? How do I? Google Art AI? Is that what you said? Google Art AI. Cool. Is this what you meant? AI more than. Is this the thing? No. Oh. No, this is not the thing. Tell me what the thing is. I'm gonna stop sharing because this is probably annoying to everyone. I'm interested to know more. And that I think that's while I potentially wait for an answer there. I think that's all I had. Yeah. I asked. I was on my stream that I do with Ryan. Oh, what was that? Yesterday, and he was saying, "Oh, you do a stream, a news stream, a daily news stream. Oh my God, that's hard." There are two other Matthews that do news streams, and it's like, oh yeah, Matthew Berman and Matthew Wolf, right? But it's been a while since I watched either one of them. So I asked him for his commentary on them, and he said, yeah, somebody else's opinion, not mine, was that well, they're not so good, but I think I watched actually I did watch Matt Wolf recently, and it looks like it's more the polished video rather than this kind of live stream where we have a discussion. And Google's new image generator. Okay, yeah, got it. So much going on. Yes, yeah. I mean, so those guys talk about that definitely have. It's interesting how we all pick different things to focus on, and I think a lot of the stuff that I've picked so far have been, I guess, the impact of AI on everyone else, rather than purely around the tools to do new things with AI. And I think definitely Matt Wolf is more focused on the image generation and video generation, and again, that's not an area I've gotten into, so I think I avoid talking about it, because if I show it, then you're going to see that I'm an idiot. There, I hate looking like an idiot. Google has a test lab, so I'll look around for that. Cool. Well, hey, I'm gonna go, and because my wife's gonna say, "Get off that stream. Stop doing this." And I'm gonna go play with lights in the laundry room. Okay, thanks so much for being here. Hopefully this was interesting, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow at some time between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. Pacific time. 10:30 Pacific time. Yeah, I don't have anything going on tomorrow, so that should work. Don't I? I feel like there was actually something going on tomorrow. Cleaners for the couch.